Hi everyone, it's Neviza here, and today I'm going to be doing a short video on the up-and-coming Blue Protocol Star Resonance MMORPG. Specifically, I'm going to be helping you pick your class, as it's going to be quite daunting jumping into an MMORPG without knowing anything about it and then picking your class. So, I want to keep this simple and I want to make the formats quite consistent. So, for each of the classes, I'm going to be going over a short summary on the playstyle, what you expect from the two different specs that you get for each of those classes, the mechanics that you'll be encountering whilst playing those classes, as well as how easy it is to play. Now, having said that, first I'd like to break it down into the 8 different characters or classes that you're going to be getting. So starting off, there are going to be 2 tank classes on release, 2 support classes, 2 range DPS, and 2 melee DPS. Now, with that being said, let's jump straight in. First up of the tanks is the Shield Knight. This is your paladin style tank. Sword and shield in hand, built to soak damage and sustain through fights rather than dish it out. You won't hit the hardest, but you outlast almost anyone on the battlefield. In the first spec, Bulwark style, you lean fully into that defense, self-healing, damage mitigation, and protecting your team from heavy hits. It's your classic anchor tank setup. Swapping to that Radiant Guard style, and you get a bit more of an aggressive rhythm. You gain defensive boosts as you attack, creating a solid mix of survivability and that bursty offense. Now, the core mechanics of a Shield Knight revolves around weaving judgment skills and healing rings to keep yourself topped up while maintaining aggro. Overall, difficulty sits around 3 out of 5. It's quite easy to pick up, more on the medium side, but mastering your timing and sustain windows take a bit of finesse. Next up, we got the other tank, the Heavy Guardian, the big 2-handed bladed tank. This class is all about stone-based defense and crowd control, making it the best mobber in the game. It's super easy to learn and perfect for players new to tanking. In Stonewall style, you play a more relaxed classic tank, summoning stone shields to block damage and detonating those rocks to hurt enemies. It's ideal if you like to control fights without stressing too much about perfect timing. Switch to block style and you deal steady damage while summoning massive boulders to block both and crush enemies. It's a bit more offensive, but still sturdy. The core mechanics is keeping your stone shield active and countering attacks, while pulling in enemies with your suction skills or efficient clearing. Overall, difficulty is around 2 out of 5, very beginner friendly, smooth to play, and a great pick if you just want to smash, tank, and relax. Moving on to supports. First up is the Verdant Oracle. This twin circlet wielding, nature-based support class focuses on healing and shielding allies. It's your traditional healer archetype, and right now is the strongest pure healer in Blue Protocol. In the Thornlash style, you find a balance between offensive and support. Your attacks with nature abilities can actually heal your parties, letting you stay active while keeping everyone topped up. Switching to the healing style, and you go full support mode, maximum healing output, all about keeping your team alive through those heavy damage phases. The main mechanic revolves around maintaining healing over time effects during calm moments, and then switching to that burst healing when things get a little bit more intense. The difficulty sits around 2 out of 5, making it easy to pick up and perfect for players who enjoy supporting others and controlling the flow of the battle. The next support class, the Soul Musician, Blue Protocol's take on the Bard archetype. You fight with musical instruments, turning combat into a performance. Flashy, stylish, and all about healing and buffing through your music. Your heal comes from dealing damage, making this one of the most dynamic support classes in the game. In the Dissonance style, you are an offensive support, weaving in attacks that trigger heals and buffs. Perfect if you want to keep it swinging while keeping your team alive. Switch to the Concerto style and you become a full-on team enhancer. Focus on massive buffs with lighter but still reliable healing and a bit of damage mixed in. The key mechanic is managing your performance energy and passion, then timing your songs with your party burst windows for maximum impact. Difficulty is around 3 out of 5, so it's easy to learn, but it takes rhythm and awareness to truly master. Moving into our ranged damage dealers. First up, the Frost Mage. This staff-wielding caster is all about massive AoE damage and crowd control. You got slow, freezes, and flashy bursts that can wipe entire groups of enemies. You're the classic high burst mage archetype. In Frostlight style, you play a mobile caster, instant spells that let you move while attacking, controlling the battlefield without being stuck in place like a turret. Now we switch over to the Ray style, and you channel powerful frost beams for insane DPS outputs, but you need to commit to your position since you're locked in place while you're casting. Mechanically, it's all about building up ice procs on your enemies and then spending them efficiently while weaving in your crowd control to stay safe and deal damage. Difficulty is around 3 out of 5, making it fun, balanced pick for anyone that enjoys controlling the field and watching mobs shatter in style. Next up, the Marksman. A bow-wielding ranged DPS who fights alongside their loyal companions. This class delivers some of the highest damage in the game, blending precision shooting with pet coordination. In the Beastmaster style, you focus on single target burst, teaming up with your giant wolves to shred the bosses and priority targets. It's all about timing and letting your beasts finish their job. Swap to the Falconry style and you switch gears into an AoE focused combat, using wide range arrows and airborne companions to wipe out groups of enemies efficiently. The mechanics center around landing critical hits to trigger pet synergies and combo attacks. Difficulty sits around 2 out of 5, making an easy pickup yet super satisfying. Perfect if you like range play with high numbers and a stylish partner in battle. Now, onto the melee fighters. Starting with the Wind Knight. This is a high mobility lance user built for players who love speed, style, and aerial combat. You dash, leap, and spin through the enemies with fast, fluid combos that make this class feel incredibly dynamic. In Overdrive style, you focus on empowered high-speed auto attacks that ramp up into explosive burst damage once your momentum builds. Switch to Aerial style, and you take flight to the skies, juggling enemies mid-air and diving down for massive AoE impact while dodging ground attacks entirely. The key mechanics is mastering combo chains, and if you play aerial style, managing your air time and aim to keep hitting targets without touching the ground. The difficulty sits around 3 out of 5, approachable but with a high skill ceiling for players who love stylish, fast-paced melee gameplay and want to look good while doing it. And finally, the Stormblade. The most aggressive melee DPS in Blue Protocol. This fast-hitting blade user lives on precision, timing, and pure burst damage. He'll chain rapid combos, weave through attacks with tons of invincible frames, and deliver some of the highest DPS in the entire game, if you can master the rhythm. In the Ido style, you can focus your charged blade strikes, building and storing sigils that you expend in huge, bursty finishes. Switch to the Moonblade style, and you trade a bit of raw burst for a smoother, scythe-like flow, still packing high damage, but with more consistent pacing and freedom of movement. The core mechanic revolves around stacking and spending sigils while dodging through attacks with perfect timing, rewarding both speed and precision. Difficulty sits around 4 out of 5, making it one of the tougher melee classes to master, but when everything clicks, no one melts bosses faster than a well-played Stormblade. Okay, so that's all 8 classes that are going to be coming out to Blue Protocol Star Resonance on the 8th of October. What I'm interested in seeing, if you drop a comment below, what class you're going to be playing on launch. Me personally, I'm going to be a Shield Knight all the way. I just love the playstyle, and for me, I'm a tank at heart. And if this video at all been any helpful to you in deciding what class to play, please consider dropping me a like on the video and subscribing to my channel for future content. Anyway, it's Nelly J here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.